Hey guys, what's up? I'm gonna give you 9 of the best side hustles that you can do in 2023. All of you are gonna be able to do these side hustles because they're from home and all you need is a laptop or a phone. Without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, so first on our list is testing websites. I know this sounds fake, but it is a real thing and it does come with a pretty decent income. There's a website called usertesting.com and it essentially allows you to get paid for testing websites both on your phone and on your laptop. So you're probably asking yourself, well, that sounds pretty easy, so how do I get started? Well, it's pretty simple. And you're also probably asking, how much does it actually pay? The usertesting.com will pay you about $10 for reviewing a website for about 20 minutes. And after reviewing a website, if you're chosen to do additional questions, you can even get paid even more. So essentially, this means if you can get 3 tests per hour, that means you can earn as much as $30 an hour doing so. That's better than a lot of jobs nowadays. Now, I don't want to mislead you and say that this is going to be a consistent thing, because not a lot of you are going to be able to get 3 websites to review every single hour. But with that said, at least you're getting paid to do something that's literally you sitting on a computer and reviewing a website and giving them your honest opinion about it. So now the question is, how do you get started with this? So let's head over to usertesting.com. All you're gonna have to do is enter your email address and then hit apply, and then you'll get a confirmation email. And then besides that, you're just gonna have to download an extension on your Chrome browser or whatever browser that you're using, and then you're pretty much set to go. Number 2 on our list is going to be teaching classes with Skillshare. So if you're not familiar with Skillshare, basically it's an educational platform that allows you to learn from educational videos that they have up on there. You can learn basically anything on Skillshare, and they have tons and tons of videos and tons of categories that you can go down the list and learn as much as you like. So anyone can teach a class on Skillshare. There's absolutely no requirements. Now, in terms of how much money you can actually make, top teachers on the platform can make over $100,000. But on average, first-time teachers on Skillshare can earn up to $200 a month, which is still not bad for a little side hustle if you're getting started with it. Skillshare actually pays by the minute. So every time a premium student watches 1 minute of your video, you'll earn about 6 cents. The only thing that you're gonna have to do is create videos that can provide a certain amount of value that Skillshare will like, and then post that content so that people can consume it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and teach you how to get started on Skillshare. It's pretty easy, actually. You're simply gonna head over to Skillshare.com, then scroll down to the very bottom of the page where it says Become a Teacher. From there, you'll click the button that says Start a Class. Now, if you don't already have a Skillshare account, you'll be prompted to create one. And you don't need a subscription to start a class. You shouldn't be paying any money to teach a class. You can do it completely for free. Now, once your account is created, you'll head back to where it says Start a Class, and you'll land on a page where you can upload videos and edit class informations and some other things. So at this point, it's really up to you what you want to teach on Skillshare. Now, some general advice on this is to actually teach a type of skill rather than a general idea. So for example, instead of trying to create a video that says how to list successful products on Etsy, you should instead teach something like how to build a successful Etsy shop from scratch. You see, there's a difference there. The first is just how to list products on Etsy, but the second one is giving you specific information about how to do something, and therefore you're contributing to something larger. Also, whilst making videos on Skillshare, make sure to make videos that are actually interesting to you as well. Because if you're not interested in it, you're not going to be passionate about it, and I doubt you're going to be successful on the platform. So if that sounds interesting to you, don't procrastinate. Go out there and start making content and start earning little bits of money from your home right now. Hey, real quick, if you're finding value from this video so far, just hit the like button down below. That'll really help me out. All right, so now moving on to number 3 is selling your skills on Fiverr. If you've never heard of Fiverr, basically it's this massive marketplace where you can essentially sell your services online. For example, if you needed someone to do a logo design for you, you just go on the website, find someone who can make a logo for you, pay them to do it for around $5 to $10, and they would have done that for you as a job. If you have any type of skill that you can do anything remotely, you can put it on Fiverr. And now for the most important question, as everyone's always asking, how much money can you make from it? This really depends on your skill set. Ultimately, there's people on Fiverr that can make up to $100 to $200 a month on Fiverr, and there's others that can make upwards of hundreds of thousands of dollars selling multiple services and products. The first thing is what you're selling, and the second thing is how good you are at whatever you're selling is. If you can provide a high quality level of service in a high demand category on Fiverr, then you can definitely get paid quite a hefty chunk of change for putting those services up there. So getting on Fiverr is super easy. Let's get started with it. So you go to fiverr.com, then you click the sign up at the very top. Once you create your account, you can switch on selling up there at the very top, then click on gigs, and then just create a new gig. Okay, so now moving on to number 4, which is renting your car on GetAround. GetAround is essentially like an Airbnb, but for your car. Now there are similar services like this, like Turo or Zipcar that you might have heard of before. And you can certainly get a lot for listing your car on those services as well. But GetAround is the larger of the 3. And if you live in a big city as well, you'll probably be able to get more business around that. I've heard of people literally buying either new or used cars and renting them out specifically for this purpose. It's a pretty good idea actually when you think about it, because cars are liabilities, right? Most of their time they're not being used. They're sitting away, collecting dust, or they're parked somewhere underground. It's actually a pretty good idea to get these cars out and put them to some use. So then that now begs the question, how much money can you actually make for renting out your car? Well, GetAround claims that the average user can make about $800 a month. That's around $6,000 to $10,000 a year. Turo, another car sharing service, actually has a calculator that you can use that will give you a rough estimate of how much money you can make based on variables such as the year, the make, and the model of what car you have, and of course also your location. I think this can be an amazing side hustle, especially if you have a car sitting somewhere that you maybe just wanted to turn into a business or just some extra capital that you can use to get by. All right, so either one works and it's relatively straightforward. All right, so number 5 on our list is actually teaching English online. Now I know what you're thinking, I don't have an English degree, I can't do that, my goodness. But that's not 100% true. All you need to be is proficient in English, and then you'll be able to do this as a side hustle. There are websites like VIP Kid, Preply, and Cambly that let you earn income by teaching English online. So as a general rule, the websites that do have requirements such as VIP Kid do tend to pay a better rate in comparison to the ones that don't have any requirements and allow you to just teach English online. So all you have to do is head over to cambly.com, scroll to the very bottom of the website and click Become a Tutor. Then sign up, you'll create a profile, answer a few questions and some supplemental questions, do a connection test to make sure that your internet is okay. And really the process is almost exactly the same with VIP Kid and Preply. With Preply, you can click on Become a Tutor and then just sign up. From there, you'll be able to set your own rate, your teach time, anywhere, and even from the comfort of your home. Sounds like a pretty good deal to me. Okay, so number 6 is selling digital goods online, specifically on Creatives Market. Now, Creative Market is a marketplace which you can go to buy digital goods. When I say digital goods, I mean things like fonts and photos, different types of templates and graphics. Now, keep in mind that Creative Market isn't the only place that you can sell digital goods online. There are other websites such as Envato and Society6, Redbubble, and even Etsy lets you sell digital products online. So theoretically, you could also list the products that you wanted to sell, not only on Creative Market, but also all of these other websites as well to gain more traffic. And the best part about this is that aside from the time that it takes you to design these digital products, the majority of it is actually just passive. You can set it and forget it. So now for the famous question, how much money can you make selling digital goods online? Now, once again, there's no specific answer for this question. And it also really depends on what you're selling on. There are people on Creative Market who are making millions of dollars worth of sales. There are also people who are only getting a few dollars a month. It really all depends on if your digital products are good and if there's a demand for it. All right, so now moving on to number 7 is managing social media accounts. And And I think this is relatively underrated because of how significant these things can become. Essentially, businesses and also even solo entrepreneurs will hire people to manage their social media accounts because they just don't have the time to do it themselves. When you're managing someone else's social media account, it basically means that you're creating content for these people. Not only that, but you're distributing the content for all of their social media platforms. This could be Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever. There is one hack that I would recommend for you guys to come up with these social media posts, and that's to head over to creativemarket.com and search for social media graphics. From there, you can either buy these designs or just use them for inspiration to create your own type of content from them. Additionally, you can use websites like Unsplash, Pixels, or Pixabay to find free photos to use for your clients' posts. The way that I see it is that if you already have a social media, might as well get paid for managing one as well. Getting started is really, really easy. And the pay is pretty decent. For example, taking a glance at Upwork, I can see that people are charging anywhere from $15 an hour to as much as $150 an hour to be a social media manager. Now, obviously, you'll want to charge a competitive rate that you also think is fair based on your skill level. And then, of course, over time, you'll have to grow. And whilst you grow, you'll be able to increase the rate in which you charge your clients. So how do you get started? Well, I would highly recommend using Upwork.com, which is completely free and it's easy for you to get started right away. Okay, so up next on our list is being a virtual assistant. So a virtual assistant is somebody who manages day-to-day operation or the administrative operations of a business. And as you probably guessed, because you're a virtual assistant, everything that you're doing is virtual. You may find yourself doing things like scheduling appointments, making travel arrangements, managing email accounts. Generally speaking, being a virtual assistant requires very minimal skills, which means that virtually anyone can do it. How much money can you make from being a virtual assistant? Well, virtual assistants can make anywhere between $10 an hour to up to $30 an hour, depending on your rate. This also depends on who you're working for. It's a good idea to set your rate a little bit lower at first so that you can get some clients on the board and to increase your reputation. And then over time, gradually increase your rates so that you can get more profitable. And finally, the last side hustle is transcription. Essentially, transcription is when you convert anything from audio or video into text. And as you can probably imagine, this stuff requires you to be quite a fast typer. Transcribers can earn anywhere between $10 an hour to as much as $60 an hour. For example, there are plenty of transcribers that are selling their services on Fiverr and on Upwork. And the thing is, it makes it even easier nowadays with ChatGPT. You can use these tools to your advantage and provide these services and make additional income. Now, if you didn't want to use websites like Fiverr and Upwork, that's okay as well. There are plenty of others that you can choose from. For example, there's a website called Go Transcript. You can apply to be a freelance transcriber there on their website, and you can get paid up to about 60 cents per video or audio minute that you transcribe. This means that if you're transcribing an hour-long video or audio, you could get paid $36. That's $36 an hour. That's pretty good. Now, Go Transcript says their average earnings for users are around $150 a month, with their top earners earning around $1,200 a month. So if you're good at typing and you like the idea of making money from home, this could be a very good option for you. All right, there you have it. Those are the 9 side hustles that you could potentially do from home. If you found some value in this video, then do me a huge favor and hit that like button as well as subscribe for some more content like this. And if you're still watching, you're amazing. Thank you so much. Take care.